Hey YouTube, Stanman VSG here, coming at you with another weekly update from my recent weight loss surgery. This is week 5 of my post-op VSG surgery, and I'm going to give you an update on what's going on and kind of talk about some things here. Let's talk about carbs, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about reality with weight loss surgery. So, yeah, carbs suck. And I've had to learn that lesson again this week. I actually gained 4 pounds in the last 3 weeks, which, shocker! Oh my God, what the beep? As one of my customers would say. You know who you are out there. I work with people with developmental disabilities, and I have this one customer, and that's one of the things he says all the time is, what the beep? So, yeah, I kind of had one of those what the beep moments this week when I went to weigh in, and shocker, I had gained 4 pounds. Okay, now, let's back up here a little bit, because we're in week 5, and I had my surgery on January 26th. I left a week and a half later to drive back to Oregon. And during that time, I'm on the road, so I'm just doing the best I can, eating out and stuff. And I mean, I was eating, let's face it, I eat out just about every meal. That's kind of how I've lived most of my life. And that's going to change. That's part of what this process is about for me. But let's see. So I was on the road for basically 5 days coming back to Oregon. That's back when I was still kind of doing the liquid diet, and so that things were good with that, and then I started moving into doing the soft foods, and then later on into regular foods, and I think where my problem came up was I started eating lean cuisines because basically I just can't eat very much, I had the surgery, and that reduced the size of my stomach by like 85%. They literally cut out like 85% of my stomach. So my stomach has shrunk to a small size, and it can only hold so much. But carbs still affect me just like they affect everybody else. And that's something that I've had to learn with this surgery. And I didn't realize that, I've been eating about, maybe 1,200 to 1,500 calories a day. And I honestly didn't think that carbs were going to affect me that much because I'm just not eating that much. But as it turns out, they do. And I've been, I grew up in a household where we ate out a lot. We went to Luby's Cafeteria, which is a big thing in Texas. And my parents had a lot of lean cuisines in the house because my mom just didn't like to cook very much. And so I kind of grew up eating lean cuisine. And I always thought lean cuisines were a lean form of cuisine, which in general they are. I mean, they're, a couple hundred calories. They got, meat and a little bit of veggie and a little bit of carb. Well, I thought it was a little bit of carb, but it's not a little bit of carb. Lean cuisines are loaded with carbs. And, you think I'd probably figure that out along the way because, I'm eating pasta and I'm eating rice. And I actually did start to kind of think about it like, well, this is kind of weird. Like, how can I be losing weight when I'm eating all these carbs, And so I did start questioning it along the way, and then when I weighed in, I was like, oh, okay, well, obviously you're having an issue with carbs. And, this is something that all of us people with obesity eventually come to, especially if you've had weight loss surgery. You're going to come to that place where you realize, I'm allergic to carbs. I can't have carbs. Well, duh. Nobody can have carbs and lose weight, It's just a fact of weight loss life, man. And so... and okay, now here's the other side of that. I did lose 78 pounds, and I lost that in a month. And that was a very fast, rapid weight loss that typically does not happen. I lost 32 pounds just eating out, eating a low carb, 50 carbs a day diet prior to surgery. And I lost the 32 pounds. And eating at Luby's, actually. I was in Texas, so I was, I ate at Luby's, and I had fried fish and, whatever, and just eat like half of it, and I was fine, and so that was great, but the surgery really is a tool, and so I see it more as something that's really going to help me to control the amount of food I eat and the amount of food that I need, because I fill up really quickly now. I can literally go to McDonald's and not that, just understand that I'm coming from a place of this is how I've normally lived, and I understand that I need to make changes. But the bottom line is, I go to McDonald's, I get a $2 cheeseburger, and I can eat like half of that. And that's without the bread. I don't ever eat the bread. I have like one packet of ketchup, which contains 8 carbs. Um, and and that's it, and so I'll eat about half of that, and that fills me up. And actually, that's not a bad meal for, on the go. Eating fast food's not the best choices in life. I mean, obviously. Although I will say now, when I had my lap band, every morning I would go to Jack in the Box. I would get the chicken fried strips. I'd eat 2 of those. And I think that's about 25 carbs, which back then I wasn't even counting carbs. But bottom line, what I'm getting at is for the first year and a half with my lap band, I ate 2 chicken strips from Jack in the Box, fried chicken strips with ranch in the morning, and that filled me up. And I lost 150 pounds doing that every morning for about a year and a half. And so, I'm not to defend fast food or anything, but you can make healthy choices when you're having to eat out, okay? And since eating out for me is a lifestyle, that's something that I got to work on and I got to change. But for right now, we're just doing the best we can. And like I say, I was on the road traveling, and then I came home. I was home for a week, and then it snowed, and I took off for another week. So basically, for those 3 weeks, I was traveling for 2 of those weeks. And just doing the best I can. And again, I'm just getting started, so I'm testing foods, I'm trying things, we'll see what works, what doesn't. And so this week we get to celebrate some non-scale victories. And, I'm not discouraged by this at all. I mean, really, honestly, yesterday was a good wake-up call to reality. And the reality is that I have a small stomach. But carbs and sugar and all those things still affect me just like they affect you. And so I got to work on mainly just eating protein and not much else, really. And, so, and to me, really, that's really not that difficult for me. I mean, I can live pretty good and be pretty happy on just the basics, and so now I get to prove that to you guys. So, I'm really kind of looking forward to, I had to kind of sit down and think about, okay, so what is it I'm going to do? What am I doing tomorrow? And how is it I'm going to change, this course that I'm on? Because I went out and I spent a bunch of money on, not really a lot of money, like $20 on a bunch of lean cuisines that now I'm going to just end up giving those away because I don't even want to mess with that anymore. And so what is it that I'm doing, Well, I decided I would order up one of those. I'm getting tired of holding the phone here. Decided I would order up one of those, it's called the Gotham Grill, okay? It's one of these new grills they're advertising on TV, and it's like got the ceramic coating, and it's real basic and simple, and it doesn't smoke, supposedly, and I watched a bunch of reviews on YouTube, and it looks like it's a pretty good grill, so I bought it, and I'm going to start using that to grill my meats, because, honestly, I could get, ground beef, at the grocery store, and I can go shopping now. Okay, so there's one of those non-scale victories. I'm able to go shopping again, right? My clothes are falling off my body. I mean, I don't know if you can see this, but, everything's getting baggy on me. I mean, I'm down several sizes, I'm able to walk around and go shopping and, do the things that I need to do in life. So those are some of the non-scale victories that I'm talking about. And because, you really, in this process, you got to learn to, really recognize all of the victories as victories, and celebrate those and be happy about that, So I'm thrilled that I lost 78 pounds. Oh my God. I did 32 of those, eating out every day, before I had the surgery. I've lost 78 pounds. That's a huge deal. Praise God for that, man. That's awesome, So good job, Stan, man. And, and the other good thing is here is, for the last couple of years, I've been educating myself on, the right types of foods to eat and learning about protein and learning about fasting and learning about carbs. And, I've been kind of learning about all that. You think I'd have figured that out along the way, but the lean cuisines just kind of got me. I think really it was kind of the lean cuisine that got me this time around. But anyway, live and learn. Yeah. So, well, kind of lost my train of thought there. Well, anyway, we've talked about carbs. We've talked about you and me, and I guess it's time for me to go now. I am going to work my butt off on trying to just eat protein, and I'm going to weigh in again. Maybe the weighing in thing. I'm not trying to avoid the numbers. Okay, I mean, trust me. I want to lose the weight as much as, I want the numbers to come down as much as anybody else. But numbers are really not what this is about for me. This is about health. This is about how I feel. This is about what I'm able to do and what I'm not able to do, really. And so I'm going to, try to focus here on eating protein, not eating carbs, staying away from carb sources, and just stay focused on trying to lose some weight here and change my lifestyle, because that's what this is really all about. I'm glad that you guys are on this journey with me. I hope you can forgive me for not being perfect, because I'm far from it. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to have my challenges. I'm going to eat fast food. I'm going to eat the crap I shouldn't eat. I hope you can stay with me along this journey for that. I hope you can be supportive in understanding that. And we'll just do this together, I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that are thinking about this surgery, or, maybe you're a couple of weeks out from it, and what I'm telling you kind of scares you. What I will say, just about everybody that has the surgery, and then about 3 or 4 or 5 weeks out, they have a stall. And I think we all kind of come to that place where we have to realize that carbs are killing us, and carbs are the problem. But it's kind of a process, because, you've spent your entire life eating a certain way and living a certain way, and then suddenly you have this surgery, and now, things have changed and you have to change, and so it's kind of the process of learning, and figuring stuff out. And like for me last night, just realizing, looking at I really just had to sit down and look at what I was eating, and well, gee, you've been eating a lot of carb, probably, 150 carbs a day. And I really should be on about 1,500 calories and about 50 carbs a day. If I'm at 50 carbs a day, I'm going to lose weight. I know I'm going to lose weight at that stage. So that's the focus. So that's what we're going to work on. And I appreciate you guys' support. I appreciate you guys being along this journey with me. It's definitely a journey. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about people that are further down the road, and yeah, they're having a lot of the same challenges that I'm having in the first few weeks. So, but it gets better. That's the best part. I watch these people on, 1 year, 2 years out, man, they're thin and they're doing good, but they're still having those daily challenges. It's day by day. It's choosing not to eat carbs, choosing to eat protein, choosing not to drink sugar drinks, choosing not to eat candy and all the junk, choosing not to eat fries, choosing not to eat bananas. Bananas have 55 carbs for one banana. An apple has like 25 carbs for one small apple. These nutritionists and dietitians that are out there telling people to eat fruits and vegetables to lose weight, these people do not know what they're talking about. I'm sorry. If you're eating carbs all day long, you're not going to lose weight. It's that simple. So let's talk about carbs, baby. All right. Peace out, YouTube. Stanman, VSG. Have a good week.